just before popping on the pod, we have a fresh perspective of the new Star Wars TV show that's supposed to be dropping in June. It is going to be called Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, I don't know shit that happened in this trailer, so hopefully you're going to be able to break this thing down and explain it to the rest of us and hopefully dumb it down enough for us all to understand. So, you have the floor, my friend.
All right, bet. So let's get into this Star Wars Acolyte. I'm kind of excited. The trailer had got me wow right now. So, so from what I'm understanding, this is going to be a prequel saga. So this is going to take place, I don't know, somewhere in the timeline. If I were to guess, maybe like 50 years in the past before Episode 1, before what's it called was it Revenge of the Sith?
No, it's a Phantom
Oh,
Menace.
Phantom Menace. Sorry, damn. Wow, it's been a while since I've said this. I'm still trying to soak in this new information and stuff. So, Acolyte is supposed to be the rise of the Jedi Order. So, about maybe 50 years, I would give it. So, right now, we got the Jedi's are trying to be the new sheriff in town, or hence the galaxy. We got returning characters coming back. Well, characters that we haven't seen in Star Wars. So, this is pretty interesting. Lee Jong Jae, I think is how you pronounce him. Was the main character for Squid Games, which if you ever saw that, it's a great freaking show on Netflix. I mean, one of the best shows I've ever seen so far. I mean, I can't wait for season 2 to come out this year. So excited about that. And then we got we got an actress coming back from The Matrix.
Hold on. Can I have the floor with Carrie Ann real quick? Cause
all right, cool.
That's the main thing that stuck out to me. Was Carrie Ann was in at the beginning of the trailer. I'm like, oh shit, there go Carrie Ann right there. I guess she said, fuck the Matrix, huh? Because that's the last movie that she did. I looked it up. Like, that's the last thing that she did. So,
oh, for real?
Like, yes, that's the last project she did. Was the Matrix Resurrections. That bullshit. So, I'm like, damn, them checks must be dry right now. Like, I hate to say it. We desperate for a job. You want to try Star Wars? We can get you in a prequel movie. That's what we could do. Cool. Let's go ahead and do the prequel movie. Because, like, again, she was in Jessica Jones. She had quite a few roles in the Netflix Marvel series. But outside of that, she really hasn't had any roles until The Matrix. So I guess she's like, let's get out this garbage. Let's go ahead and we're going to try some other horizons here, and we're going to go ahead and try a Star Wars movie. Which, by the way, I know we're not supposed to be getting into. You're supposed to be explaining what happened in this trailer, but there was a fight sequence in there that kind of did remind me of The Matrix a little bit. And
I was gonna really dab into that before you hit the floor, but yeah. I mean, we can do it on this all day, dog. Because to be honest with you, I really saw a lot of the Matrix like action scenes into this, like the choreography from the Matrix actually take place. Because to be honest with you, the Matrix and Star Wars kind of go hand in hand. I mean, kind of if you think about it.
I've never seen martial arts in the storyline.
Just
Star
talk
Wars.
Let's talk about the fight scenes, though.
I never seen martial arts in Star Wars. Never.
Really? You didn't see Rogue One?
No.
It had a lot of martial arts in that one, so I mean,
well,
there's some martial arts, but okay. So to go back to what I was saying,
let's be real though. Hold on, before you even say that, yeah. This is a Star Wars segment, but when I watch The Matrix, that shit looks so fake now that you look at it now compared to what it looked like in the 90s and the early 2000s. So I'm just saying, can we make it look a little bit real? But please continue.
So, all right, bet, I got this. All right, so the Acolyte show is supposed to take place before Episode 1, so we're getting closer and closer to the main timeline. For a lot of fans, they've been waiting for this. So, like I was stating earlier, we got the rise of the Jedi. The Jedi Council is actually becoming one of the main stables in the galaxy right now, like the new sheriff in town or galaxy, like I said earlier. So that means if the Jedi Order is actually being established in this universe, we also have the Sith Lords who also want to take over and destroy the Jedi Council. Hence the rule of two. A Sith Lord and an apprentice. There must always be an apprentice and there must always be a master. So from what I'm understanding from this show, we have a new Jedi who was raised in the Jedi Council and I think supposed to lose a loved one, a sister or something like that. I believe. Amanda Steinberg is supposed to be playing the main character, and she's supposed to be dabbling between the Jedi Council and the dark side of the Force, and she's trying to get in contact with people who know the Sith Lords, which is pretty interesting if you think about it. So, we kind of getting the rise of the Sith Lords basically in a TV show.
So there's more than one Sith Lord?
Yes, of course. There's multiple Sith Lords, but always remember that there's always a Lord and there's always a Master. So, in order to become a Sith Lord, you must kill your Master. You can have multiple apprentices, but to become a Sith Lord, you have to destroy your Master. You have to beat him in a one-on-one fight in order to become a Sith Master. So that's pretty interesting. So I'm kind of psyched for this because I kind of want to dabble more into the Sith Lord because we didn't really get into the Jedi Order too much about it. I mean, they were dabbling in the idea with Ahsoka, which I was kind of hoping for that they were going to explain more. But as we know, we lost a fellow actor, and I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know that they're going to replace him with another actor, or they're going to continue with the storyline for that on the Jedi homeworld. I can't remember the name of the planet they were on, but to go back to the Acolyte show, this is going to be pretty interesting because we're getting different timelines. It looks like that we're going to be going from way back in the day to kind of present day before episode 1, before the Jedi Council actually had actual like system. So this is going to be pretty interesting. And like we said, we have we got Carrie coming back. So we're kind of getting like
Carrie is joining. She is joining
the Star Wars franchise, which is pretty interesting. I mean, I'm kind of getting like these Matrix vibes, bro. I can't help it, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm getting these Matrix vibes, and I'm kind of like, this is what Matrix should have been from the get-go, bro. That fight scene, I'm not gonna hold you. I fuck with it. When Shorty out there with the knife, fighting her, and she over there like using the Force and stopping that shit, like, man, get the shit out of here. That was pretty badass. But we'll see how the show goes. The only thing I gotta say is that hopefully it's not a letdown. I'm hoping it's not a letdown. I understand that Star Wars fans are really picky about what is being released, and Disney is basically catering to the fans. So please, if you're listening to this, please just don't listen to what everybody wants, right? Don't please everybody, because not everybody's gonna be pleased. I just want a legit storyline. I want some good action, and I want a good storyline, and just make it make sense. That's it. Like, don't destroy the story for characters that we're not gonna really relate to, or not gonna carry on the legacy for this show, because anything is possible right now because we're going back to the past. Hence why we haven't really got any Star Wars shows or movies that are related to the future right now in present time since after episode 7?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they're kind of learning the lesson because they were like
episode 9.
Oh, episode 9. Sorry, episode 9. Yeah, as we all know that was a mess. So
So outside of the episode 7, 8, 9. What has been a disappointment as far as a Star Wars project? Well, I know I didn't really care for the latest season of Mandalorian. I don't even think I touched Boba Fett. So outside of 7, 8, 9 and Mandalorian season 3, what has been a disappointment in Star Wars?
Besides the movie, I would have to say Boba Fett. It wasn't that great.
Oh.
Mandalorian 3 was all over the place. I wouldn't say it was terrible. It just didn't know where it wanted to be. Like, it was, I just felt like you weren't really focusing on the main plot of the storyline. That's just me. I did like it. I didn't love it. It wasn't one of my favorite seasons. I get that we're trying to wrap everything up. It just felt like, I don't know. It just felt like a lot of filler until we got to the last 4 episodes. Believe it was maybe 3, where we got some good fight scenes. The storyline actually carrying on. The whole being betrayed by what's her name? That one character, I can't remember her name right now, and got that scientist and betrayed him. I didn't understand that, but maybe it was supposed to be for a connection to another storyline. We also had Bad Batch. I haven't finished that yet, so I'm still kind of watching that. And then we had the oh my god, what is it called? Andor. I haven't finished watching that either. It's just too much politics for me right now. Like, it's not enough action for me, so I don't really care for the politics in the Star Wars universe, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I guess it is important to the storyline, but when it got no action like that, I just don't really care for it. Like, it's just too much talking for me. So I kind of tend to wig out. I gotta finish it. I'm only like 2 episodes in. I still need to finish that. Besides that, my only other thing I would have said was Rogue One. A lot of people liked it. I just didn't like that everybody died. I get it. It was kind of realistic, but
it's a favorite. I haven't watched that one yet either, but it's definitely a favorite.
I get it because they stole the blueprints for the Death Star, but I mean, I feel like you built the character development to get us to care for these characters, and then they all just get murked, and it's kind of like, damn, bro. I get it. You try to keep it realistic because if these people existed, they were be able to progress the storyline and change basically the storyline in the Star Wars universe. But I get it, but everything happens for a reason. Hence why we got the Andor season. Because for me, it's kind of like, if Andor dies, what's the point of having a prequel? But I don't know. Like, I still haven't finished watching the show, so I'm not gonna talk shit about it. I'm not gonna shit on the show. So I want to finish watching it, and then I'll let you know what I think about it, my opinions on it. But overall, I mean, 7, 8, and 9 in my books were terrible, and I as we all know, it's Disney wants us as the fans to forget about those last 3 episodes. They weren't that great. So
I'm inclined to agree. Unfortunately, I had to watch those movies.
Me too, but it wasn't my favorite of all of them. So I don't know. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
So going back to Acolyte, the TV show, are we possibly going to see a Palpatine, a younger version of Palpatine in this TV show?
It is possible because this is before Palpatine actually took place in the Republic, so it could be a younger version of Palpatine, or it could be a version of his master, Darth Plagueis the Wise. Everybody's been talking about his master for a very long time. I've been waiting for this because he plays a crucial role in the storyline. There was a book that was written about him and how he took metachlorine and was able to create a not a clone, but a human being out of the Force, hence Anakin. But in this book, there were multiple people who were like Anakin, who were created without a father. So it would be pretty nice to add him into the storyline because a lot of the fan base has been waiting for Palpatine Sensei to come up and play a crucial role in the storyline. So I'm not opposed to Palpatine being young and killing the Jedis because, I mean, as we all know it, he was doing it in the Star Wars universe. So I would like to see a young Palpatine, but who knows? It could be his master Plagueis, or it could be him. It could be a young version of Sidious going around murking Jedis. Either way, I'm fine with it. If I were to choose one or the other, I would rather choose Plagueis. I would like to see Plagueis, but it could be a possibility that it is Sidious.
Couldn't we just get both if it's 50 years before Phantom Menace?
It could be both. I mean, we could get like a kind of like a Thanos like cameo at the end that Plagueis is in the background. Maybe get a face or a shadow or what is it called? Like we get to see the back of his master, and it's Palpatine serving him, doing his
Mhm.
bidding. So I mean, I ain't opposed to it. I just wanna see more of the storyline of the Sith Lords. I want to delve more into the Sith Lords. What drives them to be the way they are? What made them create the rule of Two? I mean, I know that we have books based on this, but when Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas from Lucasfilms, they canonized a whole. They threw out the books, so it's not canon. And yes, they are going back to the books, like Fabloni's doing all this, like with when he's doing the shows and going back and referencing a lot of the books. But a
Mhm.
lot of the books are not canon, so like it's hearsay. When now what we're listening to, anything is possible. They can change storylines. They can do what they want. They can bring characters back from the dead, or they can bring characters that were never introduced in the lore of the Star Wars universe. But I just want to see the Sith Lords and who they really were, what drive them, what made them who they are, because they are a pivotal role in Star Wars. I mean, we kind of dabbled in it, but for me, it's not satisfying enough. I want to see more, because all we really got is Sidious. So to be honest with you, I want more. I want to know why they really hated the Jedi Order, why did they want it to be different, what driven everybody else to the dark side of the Force.